And now, you are watching WCTV News live at 5.
Welcome to WCTV's Newscast. I'm Joe Cirillo.
And I'm Brecken Beta.
Last week, Waynesburg University released the results of the academic program prioritization. WCTV's Sarah Clegg sat down with Provost Mindy Walls for an exclusive interview.
The academic program prioritization is part of really a 3-year process. We started the independent review of the programs in the summer. We actually had a multi-level review stage. The first level of review was at the departmental level, where they looked at programs and decided, okay, this one's been on the books for a long time. We really don't have any majors in there. We're going to retire that. Then we went through a very detailed process where we combined data that was compiled from the business office, our registrar's office, information on markets that our Terra Firma, our consultants, had provided us, along with qualitative data about the programs, the faculty, those types of things that the departments themselves compiled for each major. So that was completed, and then we moved into a scoring process. Everybody was using the same criteria to score. We had used the same data sets, so all majors were being looked at the same time with the same types of data. And through the scoring, each major was reviewed by 5 different individuals. Each major received a score 1 to 4 on the rubric. Then that information went to the senior staff, and then that was presented to the Board of Trustees at their February 21st meeting, and the Board of Trustees made the final decisions as to which majors we decided to sunset, which majors we're going to pause, and then suggestions for modifications for those other majors as well. So you can see it was a very involved process. The only immediate change you will see is right now, if you haven't declared a minor in one of the programs that was sunsetted, you're not going to be able to do that. We are required as a university to provide a teach out so that each student will be able to complete the degree plan that they came in with. There may be a difference in who and how the instruction is given, but the instruction is going to be the same. This is really designed to for students that will be coming in the fall. We call it matriculating. My message to affected students is that I know this is hard. Frankly, it was a grueling process for all of us. It is not something that we wanted to do, but it's something that we had to do in order to remain competitive.
The full interview can be found on WCTV's YouTube page. These results were communicated to students last Thursday through email. Students were encouraged to visit their MyConnect pages and find the tab that says Academic Prioritization for the results and more information. WCTV's Cade Henderson sat down with students who gave their opinion on the results of the academic program prioritization.
I think the changes are necessary because when you have some classes where a lot of the budget's going into the professors and there's only 2 or 3 students in a class, I feel like it's necessary to cut down and spend the money elsewhere where it could be more helpful to more students. I feel like they could do a better job of letting the students know exactly what the changes are and who it pertains to.
My major being one of the ones that is getting more funding, we are a growing major, so we're getting a lot more new items down in the nursing program. We have a new AI mannequin and we have a new simulation lab, so I think that's very good for the nursing major. But for some other majors on campus, such as some of my friends' majors that may be getting cut, we are looking out for them because they may have to look into something different as a career. That I feel bad for some students on campus whose programs may be getting cut because they may have to choose a completely different career path, and that may be hard for someone.
Events are being held all over campus for students in the university's efforts for Orange Week. WCTV's Daniel Flynn attended some of the events and gives us an inside look.
The 5th annual crowdfunding campaign has made a return to Waynesburg University campus. Orange Week from March 13th to the 20th is a week-long fundraising event that brings together students, faculty, alumni, and supporters to give back to the campus programs. Students and supporters are encouraged to get involved, whether by donating, sharing campaigns, or simply showing their school spirit in Orange to academic departments, athletic teams, and special initiative programs. Some SAB events have been Cake in a Mug in Stover, and an event called Swarm in Johnson Commons. So far, the university has raised over $32,000 by 250-plus donors with a day left in the campaign. For more information or to support a program, visit Waynesburg University's official website. I'm Danny Flynn, reporting for WCTV News.
Yesterday, Waynesburg University held a Polar Plunge fundraising event. At Waynesburg University, in conjunction with Special Olympics Pennsylvania, was a polar plunge in Johnson Commons. With this event, money was being raised through donations leading up to and during the event. Proceeds were donated to Special Olympics Pennsylvania and Special Olympics as a whole. An event for the community coordinated by Resident Director Angelica Good.
We have a lot of athletes here in Washington and Greene County that compete. I'm actually the head coach of our cheerleading team here, so I know how this really influences our athletes firsthand. So just bringing that inclusivity and fundraising so that they're able to take part in sports is really important.
After the introductory performance from the Washington and Greene Special Olympics cheerleaders, plunges began. From students, faculty, members of the community, plunges for those that registered before or after walk-ups occurred at the event. Assistant Director of Student Activities Board Kevin Thacker also aided in the process for the event on campus. He gives a glimpse of the future for the event.
Pretty successful, even though it's super cold, you know, and if it's a little warmer, you would think there'd be more people. So I think it's something we could definitely do every year and try to build more upon it, have more clubs involved, maybe businesses around the town, and maybe even just outside town, just to involve as much as we can to support the cause and, you know, and support the clubs and the university and everything like that.
Plunge students spoke on their reasons for participating.
You just jumped in. What is this feeling right now?
It's cold. You know, definitely cold, but there's a good moral behind it. You know, definitely donated to a good cause, so it was really fun to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely donated to a good cause. I really liked it. I loved the cold. Jumping in, making a big splash, like Spo said, was amazing.
So far, the event has raised $1,400 out of the $10,000 goal.
Tuesday, Waynesburg University celebrated St. Patrick's Day in the Beehive. WCTV's Stone Menges attended the event and gives a look inside.
This past Tuesday, Waynesburg University Student Activities Board hosted a St. Patrick's Day celebration in the Beehive. The event ran from 11:30 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. and featured different sweet treats, shamrock shakes, games, prizes, and lots of fun. Student Activities Board member Larissa Howe gave her thoughts on hosting a festive celebration on St. Patrick's Day here at Waynesburg.
We chose to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. It's a great event to build up for the kids, and we also got to partner with Institutional Advancement for Orange Week to celebrate Waynesburg, a crowdfunding, and also celebrate St. Patrick's Day. We have games for the students, prizes for the games. We have trivia, we have guessing games and candies. I think seeing everybody celebrate is a great tradition. With the trivia, people get to know more about St. Patrick's Day, where it comes from, some of the traditions and trademarks that come with it. It's just great to see students out and about and participating in events.
Waynesburg University student Eddie Frizzle also gave some comments on what it was like to attend the event and help spread the Irish cheer across campus.
St. Patrick's Day here at Waynesburg is a really good time. It's quite fun how they have all the festivities set up for us, especially with the shamrock shakes and orange blood, so it's hard not to have a good time.
For more information on Student Activities Board and their events, students can check their My Connect page or the SAB Instagram account for more updates. Reporting for WCTV Channel 14, I'm Stone Menges.
On Monday, Waynesburg University held its annual President's News Conference. WCTV's Richie Denini gives us a look at what happened and what was discussed during the press conference.
Today at Alumni Hall, President Lee gave his yearly press conference to the students of Waynesburg University. President Lee talked about during the conference the importance of private colleges in Western Pennsylvania. recent developments at the university enhancing student growth, and program prioritization, and a need for colleges and universities to implement transformational change. President Lee gave more details on the information students received back in February about certain majors being phased out, redesigned, and paused, saying he's listened to the students, faculty, and staff, worked with the Board of Trustees, and provided a consulting firm. President Lee also gave changes through Waynesburg's campus, including a brand new dormitory located next to SWEP, a 60-car parking lot next to Thayer Hall, and a Chipotle coming to downtown Waynesburg. Junior Brett Gambita gave his opinion on what students should look forward to the most.
We learned that there's going to be a Chipotle coming to Waynesburg, not the university, but to the borough of Waynesburg. We also learned more about the academic prioritization program. We learned more about the new dorm that's coming in place of Ray Hall. So there was a number of things that were mentioned that students could take away from this.
Lee expressed the return on investment that Waynesburg University gets through state funding, saying for every dollar that we receive from the state turns into $158 of reinvestment. President for University Relations Stacy Brodak spoke more on the results from the academic prioritization process, recommending students to log into MyConnect to check the Program Prioritization tab for information on the changes. Around 40 students attended the press conference with an opportunity to ask questions. Freshman Joe Cipoletti talked about the importance of being able to attend the press conference.
For freshmen specifically is the transparency in this transformational change. For someone who just got here and seeing a change this big, you can be taken back by it. So to hear big things like this straight from the president in person is big for me specifically.
For more on WCTV News, I'm Richie Denini.
Coming up for Waynesburg students is the spring musical Godspell, running from March 25th through the 28th at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are $3 for students and $5 for faculty. The university is also supporting and encouraging students to join the Be the Hope for Suicide Walk. The walk will be held in the auxiliary gym of Waynesburg University on March 28th. Registration is $25 per person or $15 per student. Part of the funds raised will go towards the Team Hope and the Waynesburg University Counseling Center. To see all of the upcoming events around campus, students can head to their MyConnect pages to find that link.
Coming up, updates from Governor Shapiro's administration.
Plus an update on the Department of Homeland Security search for a leader.
Lieutenant Governor Austin Davis, accompanied by PEM Director and State Fire Commissioner, highlighted the new law Governor Shapiro signed. The law strengthens the access to mental health care for firefighters, EMTs, paramedics, and state police officers. The law advocates for Governor Shapiro's budget proposal, which will further expand worker protections for first responders. Here's a look at that press conference with the announcement of the law signing.
We're here today to celebrate the work that our first responders do every single day to make Pennsylvania's communities safer. Our firefighters, emergency medical technicians, paramedics, and police officers are the people who run toward danger, who devote their lives to protecting and serving our communities. We truly cannot say thank you enough for all they do, which is why we must do more than offer words. We must show our appreciation with action. In 2024, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle, Democrats and Republicans, took action to pass legislation that Governor Shapiro then signed into law as Act 121. The law took effect last October, and it's making real impact for first responders here in Pennsylvania.
President Donald Trump's pick to head the Department of Homeland Security could be one step closer to being confirmed. Mark Wayne Mullen's nomination will move toward a full Senate vote after Democratic Senator John Fetterman crossed the aisle to advance it out of the committee. Fetterman's vote was critical after Republican Chair Rand Paul said he would not support Mullen over concerns about the Oklahoma senator's temperament. Senate Majority Leader John Thune said he hopes to hold Mullen's confirmation vote early next week.
The Shapiro administration announces a new initiative that will help SNAP recipients. This initiative will streamline the certification of programs that help SNAP recipients meet federal work and reporting requirements. This means maintaining their ability to feed themselves and their families. Throughout the new program, education and training sites that are not currently certified in the SNAP employment and training program, but may be providing those services, can apply for streamlined certification through the Pennsylvania Department of Human Services. This new certification program will expand the number of training providers available across Pennsylvania and connect SNAP recipients to vital education, job training, and employment opportunities.
A long-simmering congressional standoff has progressed so far to reach the public view. At the nation's airports, Karen Kafa is in Washington with a look at the travelers' options and rising TSA wait times at some airports. The latest moves on Capitol Hill.
Spring break volume collides with a congressional impasse, with airline passengers stalled in the middle.
Even if you're going to an airport that hasn't had issues with these staffing shortages, you just don't know when it can happen.
TSA officers have worked without pay since February 14th, when Department of Homeland Security funding lapsed amid a stalemate over federal immigration reform. TSA officials say callouts and resignations are mounting.
Our TSA officers, as long as they don't get paid, they're going to continue to call out. They can't afford to come in. And they're going to quit altogether, and that's a serious concern.
The Department of Transportation says passengers are entitled to refunds only for a canceled flight, a schedule change, or a significant delay, or on a fully refundable ticket that isn't used, not a TSA backup. But Meghna Maharishi, airline reporter at travel news site Skift, recommends travelers stay in close touch with their airline. Some are offering more rebooking flexibility.
That is a circumstance that is also outside of your control, and it is outside of the airline's control too.
Off-peak travel may also ease wait times.
I'd definitely say either early morning or very late at night. Those are probably going to be the two best times, just because there probably won't be as many flights taking off, and there probably won't be as many passengers on those flights, so you probably won't be dealing with very long security lines.
Passengers can also consider TSA pre-check for future travel. Maharishi says some travel credit cards will reimburse consumers for the cost.
That'll do it for national news. Coming up next is Richie Danini with your business and entertainment update. But first, we step outside with Tyler Aaron for a quick look at the weather.
Well, the spring season is almost upon us. Does that mean we're going to have some higher temperatures and more sunshine to come? I'll have your next week's forecast coming up on the Newscast live at 5.
Oh, I didn't see you there. I'm Mia Hinkins, and welcome to Buell Hall, home of Waynesburg University's Department of Communication. If you visit our campus, you'll have the opportunity to attend some comm classes, enjoy lunch with our students, and watch us in action. We hope to see you here soon at Waynesburg University.
To schedule your personal visit, go to waynesburg.edu/admissions/schedule-visit. Come grow with us at Waynesburg University.
Welcome back to Newscast. I'm Richard Dinny with your business and entertainment, and you deserve a free ice cream cone. At least that's what Dairy Queen thinks. The chain is celebrating Free Cone Day Thursday, which is exactly what it sounds like. All you have to do is go visit a DQ and you'll get a free vanilla soft serve cone. But you have to go in person. The deal isn't available for delivery, and also mall locations aren't participating. The free ice cream cone is to mark something even more worth celebrating. the start of spring that is on Friday, which is tomorrow, the House of Mouse is getting a new set of ears. Josh D'Amaro will take reins as CEO of Disney on Wednesday. He's got a big job ahead of him as the company embarks on a $60 billion investment into its parks. Disney is also doubling its cruise ship fleet in the next 5 years. It should be within his expertise because D'Amaro is an insider. He spent the past 6 years overseeing the company's most lucrative businesses, which include parks, cruises, and consumer products. His main challenge will be translating that to shareholder value. Disney's stocks have fallen nearly 50% over the past 5 years. The first round of March Madness is nearly underway, and Thursday is the last chance to fill out your bracket. But when it comes to brackology, the odds are not in your favor predicting all correct winners. In today's Consumer Watch, Jen Sullivan breaks down betting on March Madness games.
On Sunday, the best men's NCAA basketball team celebrated as they got invited to the big dance. But in the end, only one team will conquer the madness.
People are super excited about March Madness.
Lori Kalani with online betting site DraftKings says they see a surge in users this time of year for the tournament known as March Madness.
Every year there's always a lot of surprises. That's what keeps it so exciting.
The NCAA says as many as 100 million brackets are filled out every year. But as far as it knows, no one has ever filled out a perfect bracket. That's because the odds of picking all 63 games correctly is 1 in, that's a lot of numbers. 9.2 quintillion. But if you know a little about basketball, your odds are slightly better. 1 in 120.2 billion, according to the NCAA.
It's always fun to have skin in the game.
Beyond the bracket, people can also bet on individual games and player stats. The American Gaming Association estimates Americans will legally wager $3.3 billion on the NCAA women's and men's tournaments this year, an increase from previous years. Many legal betting sites offer deposit and loss limits. You can even set time limits on how long you're on their app. And while the odds may be different for each game, the chances are high it will be another exciting March. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
The WNBA and its players' union have agreed in principle on a new collective bargaining agreement. The deal that was reached on Wednesday comes after more than 16 months of negotiations. A new salary system had become the main point of contention. The players put the issue front and center last year when they wore shirts reading, "Pay us what you owe us," at the start of an NBA All-Star game in Indianapolis. Final details, including the length of the agreement, are still being worked out. Movie news now. Here's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
Family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten.
Disney hasn't forgotten the billion-dollar success of Lilo and Stitch. It's announced a sequel to the live-action family film is due to arrive in theaters Memorial Day weekend 2028. And a decade after Incredibles 2 soared onto the big screen, Disney has slated Incredibles 3 for June 16, 2028, 3 weeks after Lilo and Stitch 2.
They're the glue that hold communities together.
Lionsgate has won a bidding war for Jane Fonda's next movie, The Correspondent, based on Virginia Evans' best-selling novel. The two-time Oscar winner is set to play a retired lawyer and avid letter writer who's forced to deal with a painful chapter of her past.
The press were saying Maiden are dead. We have grunge.
You see there, I've got throat cancer. It's my brother. He could die. We were just up against it. And I like that. That's a challenge.
Iron Maiden, Burning Ambition features the heavy metal legends reflecting on their half-century of music. The official trailer just debuted. The documentary arrives in theaters for a limited run May 7th. Hanging with Eddie in Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
That'll do it for your business and entertainment update. I'm Richie Denini. When we return on the newscast, Chase Maseko has your sports.
working here. My bad.
Welcome back to the Newscast Live at 5. I'm Chase Maseko with your sports. It's been a slow week for Waynesburg sports, but baseball is playing a doubleheader as we speak against Penn State Altoona. Baseball lost Game 1, 14-2. This past Saturday, they were swept by St. John Fisher, losing 8-3 in Game 1. Trent Giraffa had 3 hits in the game. The second leg of the doubleheader provided little relief to the Yellow Jackets, losing 9-0. The baseball team now sits at 7-8 on the season. Softball has not played since March 10th, but they will resume action this weekend against Washington and Jefferson College. Waynesburg has not beat W&J in softball since the 2023 season, where they swept the Presidents. Braylee Corbin leads the Yellow Jackets at the plate with 5 home runs this season, while the pitching staff is anchored by Autumn Stemple and Presley Meadows. Waynesburg sits at 11-3 moving into PAC play. Men's tennis beat Pitt Greensburg 7-0 this past Sunday. Noah Beiser won both of his decisions with a 6-0 win in doubles alongside Zachary Johnson and a 6-0, 6-0 triumph in singles. Tennis is back home tomorrow at 6 for their PAC opener against St. Vincent College. Both outdoor track and field teams will be in action on Saturday for the Marty Pushkin Invitational in Morgantown. To stay up to date on all Waynesburg sports, you can check out waynesburgsports.com. Spring sports are back underway for the Whippeal in Greene County. Both Carmichael's baseball and softball teams made the Whippeal Championships last season and look to continue strong this season. Jefferson Morgan baseball had a strong season making the playoffs, and the softball team joined them as well. Both Mabletown teams look to bounce back after disappointing seasons. Waynesburg Central had both teams make playoffs, with baseball being first in Section 4 of 3A and softball being second in Section 4 of AA. West Greene softball continued their dominance last season by taking third in Class A and going to states. Baseball and softball are just getting started, and you can stay up to date on greensports.net. March Madness tipped off the round of 64 today at 12:15. The first big upset of the tournament happened when High Point defeated number 5 Wisconsin 83-82. Moving on to Pittsburgh sports, Sidney Crosby returned from injury last night, but the Penguins fell in overtime against the Carolina Hurricanes 6-5. The Pens sit at second in the Metro, trailing the Hurricanes. The Pens have a chance to get the points back this weekend, however, with a game against the Winnipeg Jets at 1 p.m. on Saturday before a rematch against Carolina on Sunday, with that puck drop scheduled for 3 p.m. Major League Baseball returns in just 7 days, and the Pirates will travel to Queens to take on the New York Mets. Freddie Peralta will have the opening day nod for New York, while the Pirates will have reigning National League Cy Young Award winner Paul Skeens take the mound on opening day. That's going to do it for your sports. I'm Chase Maseko, sending it to Tyler Aaron to give us the full breakdown of the weather.
Oh, I didn't see you there. I'm Mia Hinkins, and welcome to Buell Hall, home of Waynesburg University's Department of Communication. If you visit our campus, you'll have the opportunity to attend some comm classes, enjoy lunch with our students, and watch us in action. We hope to see you here soon at Waynesburg University.
To schedule your personal visit, go to waynesburg.edu/admissions/schedule-visit. Come grow with us at Waynesburg University.
Welcome back to the Newscast Live at 5. I'm Tyler Aaron with your weather. Today brought a pretty typical March feel across the area, with a rise in temperature to the mid-50s all afternoon and reaching a high of 58 degrees. As we head into tonight, though, clouds will stick around and temperatures will begin to fall. We're looking at overnight lows dropping into the high 30s, so it'll be a chilly night across Greene County. If you're heading out late, you'll definitely want that jacket. Looking ahead to the weekend, Friday will start off mostly cloudy, and we'll see rain move in later in the day as temperatures climb to a high of 63 degrees. By Saturday, conditions improve with a mix of clouds and sunshine throughout the day, reaching the mid-60s and a high of 67. Then by Sunday, we really warm things up. Temperatures will surge into the low 80s at a whopping 82 degrees, but that warmth will come with the trade-off. Rain showers and thunderstorms roll into the area later in the day, and some of those storms could become strong with heavy wind and gusty winds. As we move into next week at our 7-day forecast, temperatures take a sharp turn downward again. Monday will be much cooler and breezy with highs only in the low 40s, mostly cloudy skies. Tuesday brings a mix of sun and clouds with temperatures rebounding slightly to a high of 52 degrees. And by Wednesday, we stay mostly cloudy with highs in the low 50s. So to me, it sounds like a normal start to the spring season right on schedule. That's all I have for your weather. Sending it back to the desk with Joe Cirillo and Brett Gambita.
That'll do it for the newscast live at 5 for everyone behind the scenes and in front of the camera. Thank you for watching.
Stay tuned on our WCTV YouTube page and social media platforms for more Waynesburg content.
This has been a production of Waynesburg Community Television.